guys, how are you doing today? I hope that you're doing amazing and fantastic and wonderful. Today is my birthday. I am 32 years young today. My husband said this morning, happy 29th birthday. I was like, thank you, babe. I am just as old as my little sister, who turned actually 29 on the 4th of July. So this month is packed with all different kinds of goodies and different things that are going on in our lives. So I've officially reached the halfway point of my pregnancy. Yes, sweet girl. Come up here. Come on. You wanna come up here? So my little sister and I are going to Colorado for 4 days. This will be the first sistercation since I think 2015 or 2016. And it'll probably be the last one for a while since Nicholas is due in November. So we are driving to Colorado. We have an aunt that lives there. And so we're gonna have dinner with her one night, and then we are going on a haunted food tour, and we're going to art museums, and my sister has something special that she has planned. All she told me was that I needed to dress in the like 90s style. So I got an all that t-shirt and like this green maternity dress and some Keds to wear, and I hope that's 90s enough because pregnancy is I can't wear like all of my clothes or anything. But yeah, and then Alex turns 2 at the end of this month as well. There's just, July is chock full of birthdays and all different kinds of things to do. I will also start editing my book on the 23rd of this month. I will be able to let it sit for a month and start editing, but you can bet your bottom dollar that I've already started making notes on a new book. And so yeah, I've got notes on that as well. But today's video, as I'm already minutes into this one, I just feel like I don't get to talk to you guys enough. Today's video is all about what I read in June and then what I plan on reading in July. So I got my reading groove back in June. I read a total of 5 books, which is amazing because the previous months I was only reading like 1 or 2 books a month. So I'm quite happy with that. The first book that I read was The Big Over Easy, which I have been enjoying very much. It's basically the nursery crime division, and like Humpty Dumpty is murdered, and I gave it, I'm pretty sure I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was just so good and I enjoyed it a lot. I then read No Good Tea Goes Unpunished by Bree Baker, aka Julie and Lindsay, for the Murder and Teacups, or Teacups and Murder book club with Spencer and Sam. And I love Julie and Lindsay. I gave it a 4 stars, so I'm really happy that I started that series. I also continued on my Emily Henry kick. So as you guys know, I read Book Lovers last month in May, and it was probably one of my favorite books that I've read this year, and I cried and I loved it. So I immediately purchased People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read on audiobook because I also love the narrator so much, and those were 5 out of 5 stars for me. I really enjoyed having sort of like a romance chick lit kind of reading month as well. Those were really good. And then last but certainly not least is the Cozy Escape Book Club pick, which was If You've Got It, Haunt It, a haunted vintage mystery series. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 3 stars. I thought that it was a decent, good first book in the series, and I enjoyed it quite well. But yeah, so those were the books that I read for June, and I've got 5 books, being ambitious, on what I'm going to read for July. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I mean, we could potentially be moving this month if we find a house. I just, you know, there's a lot up in the air on whether or not I'll get all these finished, but here's hoping that I get them finished. So the very first one that I know I will get finished no matter what is the Cozy Escape Book Club pick for July, and that's Bowled Over by Victoria Hamilton. This is a vintage kitchen mystery series. It is the second one in the series. So if you are a classist and you want to read in order, you can of course go and get the first one in the series, but this one is centered around the 4th of July because July's theme for book club was holiday. So this one looks really, really good. It's got our main character, Jamie Layton, is a vintage kitchenware and cookbook collector, and she seems to have it out for her ex-best friend, and it just, I don't know, it looks really, really good, and I'm excited to read it. It even has a furry companion on it, so I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Oh, and I am also, so I guess I have 6 books. Goodness gracious, Courtney. I'm also reading Tide and Punishment, the 3rd book in the Seaside Cafe mystery series by Bree Baker, because I loved the second one so much when we read it for book club that I immediately purchased the next one in the series, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Speaking of that, I of course got Donut Disturb. This is book 15 in the Bake Shop Mystery Series by Ellie Alexander. Did I purchase it on Kindle as well as purchase it in physical form? Yes. Yes, I did, because I am that person. If I love an author, I will purchase it in almost all of the formats that I can. And I think I'm about 30 or 40% into the book, and I'm really, really enjoying it. It is about a wedding that's taking place in Ashland, and I don't want to tell you whose wedding it is because I don't want to ruin it for anybody who is in the middle of the series and hasn't quite gotten there yet. If you read the back of the book, then you'll get the spoiler, but I'm not going to do that to you all. No, no, no. No, 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 no. So, yeah, you guys know this is one of my favorite series of all times, and it is an instant buy for me. Every single time. Anything that Ellie writes is an instant buy. The next one I am reading is Sisterhood of Sleuths by Jennifer Chambliss Burtman. Look how cute this middle grade, like, cozy mystery is. It looks absolutely fantastic. This is an advanced reader copy. I am part of the Currently Reading Podcast's Patreon group, and the author of this book reached out to the patrons and asked if anybody wanted to read it. So everybody has been mailing it around to each other, and I'm hopefully going to be able to read that this weekend so I can send it to the next person. I'm super, super, super flippin' excited about this as well. It says, Maisie always assumed she knew everything about her grandmother, Jacuzzi. So when a box full of vintage Nancy Drew books gets left at her mom's thrift store, Maisie is surprised to find an old photo of her grandmother and 2 other women tucked beneath the collection. Stranger still, when Maisie shows the photo to Jacuzzi, she feigns ignorance, insisting that woman is someone else. Determined to learn the truth and inspired by the legacy of Nancy Drew, Maisie launches her own investigation with the help of new friends Nell and Cam. What they discover not only points to the origins of the iconic series, but uncovers the truth from the past that will lead to self-discovery in the present. Connecting 3 generations of women, this intergenerational mystery filled with literary history, friendship, and family secrets delivers a captivating tribute to the world's most famous girl detective. I love it. I love that there's a silhouette with the magnifying glasses just like in Nancy Drew. It looks fantastic, and I can't wait to read it on the way up to Colorado. The next 2 books that I have were actually birthday gifts from my sister Amy, and this is the first time she has ever gone out of her way to go to the cozy mystery section in the bookstore and pick out a cozy that isn't already on my list. So kudos to my little sister for going out of her way and trying to find me a new cozy mystery to read. And I think that she did pretty good. This is A Pint of No Return by Dana Mentink, a Shake Shop mystery. This is the first in the series. It is very, very small. It is 262 pages. So it's not that big at all. And it does have recipes at the end. And it says, after her divorce from her thrice married embezzler husband, Trinidad Jones is finally ready for a fresh start. When her ex deeds her a storefront in Upper Sprocket, Oregon, she decides to pack up her dog, cash in her settlement, and open her dream business, the Shimmy and Shake Shop, unleashing her monster freak shakes on the dessert-loving world. It's a sticky situation since the other two ex-wives also call Sprocket home, but Trinidad's life seems to be churning along smoothly nonetheless. That is, until she discovers her neighbor, the Popcorn King, head down in his giant popcorn kettle when one of Trinidad's fellow ex-wives is accused of the murder. And Upper Sprocket descends into mayhem. It's going to take a supersized scoop of courage to flush out the killer. Bum, bum, bum. It looks freaking adorable, and like I said, a quick read. It's not super thick. I think that she did a very good job on picking out a cozy mystery series that I had never heard of and an author that I hadn't heard of, but that I would love to read. And then last but certainly not least is actually a thriller, and it is The Final Girl Support Club by Grady Hendrix. So it says, in horror movies, the final girls are the ones left standing when the credits roll. They made it through the worst night of their lives, but what happens after? From chainsaws to summer camp slayers, Grady Hendrix' fast-paced and wickedly humorous thriller, The Final Girl Support Club, pays tribute to and slyly subverts our most popular horror films, like The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream. So basically, it's all about these final girls, that there are 5 of them, that create a final girl support group because only they know what they all went through with each other. However, when the final girls start dying and going missing, it is determined that someone is about to rip their lives apart piece by piece. But the thing about Final Girls is that no matter how bad the odds, how dark the night, how sharp the knife, they will never give up. And I've been wanting to read this for a couple of years now, and I'm super stoked that Amy got this for me for my birthday. So yeah, that is the 6 books that I plan to read for July. What are you guys planning on reading for July? Are you stepping back from reading? Are you changing sort of what you're reading? I've got a lot of cozies on here, but last month I didn't read a lot of cozies, so I like the fact that I'm sort of switching things up a little bit. But that's the end of this chapter of Courtagonist. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, happy reading. Bye.